here in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. A first down throw for Winston. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he is knocked down from the side at the 29. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a second down. Here's the rookie from Boise State, Jeremy McNichols, and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. They run again with McNichols. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
This is taken at the 10. He had one man to beat. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. A first down throw for Bradford. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Noah Spence in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Second down, Bradford. He's got Floyd out left. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there was a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that. And this is caught. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. From the gun, Bradford. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. They'll throw again. Bradford being chased out left. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. Forbath out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop.
I know one thing, Brandon. This was a very difficult defense to throw the ball against in 2016. What were they, third in the league in pass defense?
Yeah, these receivers are going to have to be sharp with their routes in this one.
Yeah, because they're going to show them a lot of change-ups in the secondary. And they
trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
This is such a good read defensively. They know that this offense is going to try to get the ball to their playmaker and send bodies at him, and this one winds up being intercepted.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. First carry now for the rookie, Dalvin Cook. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. On second down, Cook. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
Off the play fake to Cook, here's Bradford. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Noah Spence in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. In search of something here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Bradford getting his guys ready. From the shotgun, it's Bradford. This will be caught just inside the 10. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal. And Forbath will put this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip.
Well, it's not unusual to know that Kai Forbath has kicked for multiple NFL teams, right? Washington, New Orleans. They took over the Vikings job when Blair Walsh ended his tenure there when he was struggling. How about his start with the Vikings, though? Made 15 straight.
Yeah, he took over in Week 10, and you're right, hit every field goal the rest of the season. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
They'll start on the ground with McNichols. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Another nice gain, 16 yards there at a 1st down again.
One of the selling points of the corner route is usually the receiver is able to move away from the defender. But in this case, he didn't get that far away.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to bury him for a loss of 11. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Winston to throw for it on 4th. Forced out to his left. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. A reminder coming up in the Sunday night game, matchup you don't see very often, a rematch of Super Bowl 18. The Raiders traveling to Washington. And then tomorrow on Monday night, we'll see the Cowboys heading to the desert to take on the Cardinals.
Former NFC East rivals.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Gerald McCoy is so slippery and elusive in the interior of the defense. I don't care who has the assignment to block him. It usually ends up having to take at least 2. And most of the time, that's not enough either. Witness that tackle for a loss.
And they'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook, and he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here's Jackson. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field. And he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit from the same spot again.
Well, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Winston now from the 50. And this is caught by Jackson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half. More from Minneapolis after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. A gain of 3, second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And Aguayo able to knock it through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Well, at least they won't take a goose egg into intermission as they do carve out 3 points here in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Yeah, it hasn't really been the greatest of first halves. They've looked out of sync, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But a field goal here at least gives them some momentum as we tick down toward halftime.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Bradford now to throw on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, Bradford. Flush to his right. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Throwing again, Bradford on 2nd and 10. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Noah Spence able to disrupt yet another pass play, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. In search of something here after the sack, it's 3rd and long. Bradford getting his guys ready. Working out of the gun, Bradford. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. A first scoring update now from Carolina. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Winston now with a give to McNichols. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half here, Winston. He's going to float this into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anderson-Dejo. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's right. And he will be hit with a lot of force and spun down at the 28. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Now Bradford on second down. Left side caught by Diggs. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Bradford on first down. It's Floyd on the right. Room to run past midfield. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. 23 yards on the play. And the offense lining up first and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete here. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
On second down, Bradford again. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And he gets it down to the 32. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Talk about a combo that works really well. Sam Bradford, short, dart-throwing quarterback, and Kyle Rudolph able to work the seams inside and make those tough catches.
Now, Rudolph wound up shattering his career high with 83 catches last year, third among NFL tight ends. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
They gain nothing, and all they need are inches. Usually we put this on the offensive line, but sometimes it's the quarterback's fault as well on the sneak. You've got to get low and burrow.
Usually we talk about O-line surge, their D-line surge leading to fourth. So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, And they're going for it on 4th down. Bradford to throw it this time. It's brought in by Floyd. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. 18 yards the gain for number 18. Red zone opportunity. From the red zone now, Bradford. Escaping the pressure right. And it's caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. When the Vikings get down this way, they start looking for number 82. Rudolph had 24 targets in the red zone last year, tops in the league.
And that's what you do when you have a tight end who understands how to get open in tight spaces. Gronk knows how to do that. Tyler Eifert does it well in Cincinnati. Kyle Rudolph emulates those guys.
From the gun, Bradford. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack, taken down at the 2.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Elsewhere, they have gone to the second half in Carolina. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now a second down throw for Bradford. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Operating from the gun, Bradford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kyle Rudolph. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Forbath out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
Jeremy McNichols, the running back, the intended target. And it's 2nd down. To throw, Winston. And Brate has it over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The Buccaneer first, Winston to Brate.
When we talk about Harvard, you know we're going to talk about academics. But in this case, let's talk about a big year Cameron Brate had in 2016, the tight end.
Finished with 57 catches, 660 yards, and also 8 scores. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Evans. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
For young quarterbacks, having that primary target's a big deal, and Mike Evans serves as that for Jameis Winston. Evans led the league in targets in 2016.
And went after him a ton. He also was 6th in catches, 4th in yards, and tied for 2nd in touchdowns.
And played in his first Pro Bowl.
Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Again, it's McNichols as they stay on the ground. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Here's Winston. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now a second down throw for Winston. Flushed out right. And Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked up by Anderson-Dejo. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the